Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into some of the most chilling, unsolved mysteries that continue to baffle and terrify. From mysterious disappearances to haunted houses, these stories will leave you questioning everything. We're talking about cases that have haunted history for decades, leaving investigators scratching their heads and fueling countless theories. So, buckle up because we're about to take a wild ride into the unknown. New Orleans, 1918. Picture it. Cobblestone streets glistening under gaslight, the air thick with the scent of magnolias and the distant hum of riverboats on the Mississippi. The city was alive, a melting pot of cultures, where the rhythms of jazz flowed through the veins of its people. The sultry air was thick with the sounds of jazz, the music a lifeline for many, a way to escape the hardships of daily life. Clubs and bars were filled with the soulful melodies of trumpets and saxophones, the syncopated beats of drums, and the lively strumming of banjos. But a darkness lurked beneath the city's vibrant surface. As the music played on, an ominous presence moved silently through the streets, a shadowy figure that would soon become the stuff of nightmares. A shadowy figure, known only as the Axeman, stalked the night, leaving a trail of terror in his wake. He was a phantom, a ghostly figure who seemed to appear and disappear at will, his presence felt but rarely seen. He'd break into homes, often those of Italian-American families, in the dead of night. These families, who had come to America seeking a better life, found themselves the targets of a relentless and brutal killer. His weapon of choice? An axe, brutal and unforgiving. The Axeman didn't discriminate. His attacks were swift and merciless, leaving behind a scene of unimaginable horror. Men, women, even children fell victim to his gruesome attacks. The city was gripped by fear, the sense of safety within one's own home shattered by the Axeman's bloody rampage. The city lived in fear, every creak of a floorboard, every gust of wind whispering the Axeman's name. Police were baffled. Despite their best efforts, they were always one step behind, the killer slipping through their fingers time and time again. Clues were scarce, and the killer seemed to vanish into thin air after each attack. The police were left with little more than the gruesome aftermath and the haunting fear that he would strike again. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the Axeman's reign of terror stopped. The city, which had been held in a vice of fear, began to breathe again, though the scars of his attacks would never fully heal. He was never caught, his identity remaining a chilling mystery. Theories abounded, but none could definitively unmask the phantom who had terrorized New Orleans. Some whispered he was a deranged serial killer, others a vengeful spirit. The legend of the Axeman grew, a dark tale passed down through generations, a reminder of the evil that can lurk in the shadows. To this day, the Axeman's motives and true identity remain shrouded in shadow, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk even in the most vibrant of cities. New Orleans, with its rich history and cultural tapestry, will forever bear the mark of the Axeman, a ghostly figure who danced to the rhythm of jazz and left a legacy of fear. Imagine this: a prime minister at the height of his power vanishes without a trace. That's exactly what happened in 1967 with Australia's Prime Minister Harold Holt. Holt, an avid swimmer and lover of the ocean, decided to take a dip at Cheviot Beach. The waves were rough that day, the current strong, but Holt, confident in his abilities, dove in without hesitation. He was never seen alive again. A massive search and rescue operation was launched, but Holt's body was never found. Theories ran wild. Some whispered of assassination plots, others of secret underwater currents that dragged Holt to his watery grave. Some even speculated that Holt, disillusioned with politics, staged his own disappearance and started a new life elsewhere. The lack of evidence only fueled the speculation. No body, no clues, just a chilling void where a leader once stood. Harold Holt's disappearance remains one of Australia's most enduring mysteries, a stark reminder of the ocean's unpredictable power and the secrets it holds. Chapter 3. Deep in the heart of Vermont, nestled among rolling hills and dense forests, lies a place shrouded in mystery and fear, the Bennington Triangle. This region, with its picturesque landscapes and serene environment, seems like a perfect getaway for nature lovers and adventurers. However, beneath its tranquil surface lies a history that sends shivers down the spine of even the bravest souls. This seemingly idyllic region holds a dark secret, a string of disappearances that have baffled investigators for decades. The dense forests and winding trails have witnessed events that defy logical explanation, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and broken hearts. It began in 1945 with the vanishing of Mitty Rivers, a seasoned woodsman who knew the area like the back of his hand. Rivers was leading a group of hunters back to their camp when he walked ahead of the group and was never seen again. His disappearance was the first in a series of mysterious events that would plague the area for years to come. He simply vanished, leaving behind only his pipe resting on a log, still warm to the touch. The search parties scoured the area for days, but no trace of Rivers was ever found. His disappearance left the community in shock and fear, wondering what could have happened to a man so familiar with the wilderness. Over the next 5 years, 4 more people would disappear within the Bennington Triangle, their fates unknown. Each case added to the growing sense of dread and unease that gripped the region. Families were left devastated, and the community was haunted by the inexplicable losses. A young woman hiking a trail, Paula Weldon, a college student, vanished without a trace in 1946. She was last seen walking along the Long Trail, a popular hiking route, but she never returned. Despite extensive searches and widespread media coverage, no clues were ever found. A hunter venturing into the woods, James Tedford, a veteran, disappeared in 1949. He was last seen on a bus heading towards Bennington, but when the bus arrived he was nowhere to be found. His belongings were still on the bus, but Tedford had vanished. A little girl playing in her backyard, 8-year-old Paul Jepson, disappeared in 1950. He was last seen playing near his family's farm, but despite a massive search effort, no trace of him was ever found. His mother recalled that he had an unusual fascination with the mountains, which only deepened the mystery. The disappearances shared eerie similarities, no signs of struggle, no witnesses, and no logical explanations. The lack of evidence and the suddenness of the vanishings left investigators and locals alike grasping for answers. Theories ranged from wild animal attacks to abductions, but none could be conclusively proven. Some whispered of ancient curses, believing that the land itself was haunted by spirits or otherworldly forces. The Native American legend spoke of a stone that swallowed anything that stepped on it, adding a supernatural element to the already chilling tales. Others of strange magnetic anomalies that disoriented and confused those who dared enter the triangle. Compasses would spin wildly, and people would report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and disorientation. These anomalies only added to the fear and speculation surrounding the area. Whatever the cause, the Bennington Triangle remains a place of unsettling mystery, a stark reminder that even in the most familiar of landscapes, darkness can lurk. The stories of those who vanished continue to haunt the region, a chilling testament to the unknown forces that may reside within the heart of Vermont's wilderness. As the years pass, the legend of the Bennington Triangle grows, drawing curious adventurers and paranormal enthusiasts, all hoping to uncover the truth behind the disappearances. Chapter 4, New York City, a melting pot of cultures, a beacon of dreams, and home to a building steeped in chilling history, the House of Death. This city, known for its towering skyscrapers and bustling streets, hides many secrets within its labyrinthine neighborhoods. Among these secrets lies a house that has witnessed more than its fair share of sorrow and mystery. This unassuming brownstone on the Upper East Side holds a dark secret, a legacy of tragedy and despair that clings to its very walls. From the outside it appears to be just another elegant, historic building, blending seamlessly with its surroundings. But those who have lived within its walls or even visited briefly have felt an inexplicable sense of dread. It earned its grim nickname from the sheer number of deaths that occurred within its walls. The newspapers of the time were filled with stories of untimely demises, each more tragic than the last. The house seemed to be a magnet for misfortune, drawing in those who would meet their end within its confines. Some were natural, others, not so much. The whispers of foul play and mysterious circumstances only added to the house's dark allure. People spoke in hushed tones about the eerie occurrences that seemed to plague the residents, as if the very air inside was thick with malevolence. The house's sinister reputation began with its most infamous resident, Joel Steinberg, a criminal lawyer with a dark side. Steinberg's presence in the house marked the beginning of its most notorious chapter. His actions were not just criminal but deeply disturbing, casting a long shadow over the house's history. It was here that he committed the horrific acts that landed him behind bars, leaving a stain on the house's history. The details of his crimes shocked the nation and left an indelible mark on the house, turning it into a symbol of horror and tragedy. But the darkness didn't end there. the house continued to be a focal point for strange and unsettling events. As day turned to night, the atmosphere around the house seemed to change, growing heavier and more oppressive. Neighbors reported seeing strange lights and hearing inexplicable noises emanating from within. Over the years, residents reported a series of unexplained phenomena: disembodied voices whispering in the night, footsteps echoing in empty hallways, and cold spots that would appear without warning. These occurrences were not just isolated incidents but a persistent part of life in the house. Objects moving on their own, as if guided by unseen hands, became a common sight. Chairs would slide across the floor, books would tumble from shelves, and doors would slam shut with no apparent cause. These events left residents and visitors alike questioning their own senses. And chilling apparitions appearing in the shadows, figures would be glimpsed out of the corner of one's eye, only to vanish when looked at directly. These ghostly sightings added to the house's fearsome reputation, making it a place of dread and fascination. Some say the house is haunted by the victims of its tragic past, their tormented souls unable to find peace. The stories of these restless spirits have been passed down through generations, each adding a layer to the house's haunted lore. Whether these tales are true or simply the product of overactive imaginations, they contribute to the house's eerie mystique. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's an undeniable sense of unease that permeates the air within the house of death. Visitors often describe a feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes following their every move. This pervasive sense of dread is hard to shake, lingering long after one has left the house. It's a chilling reminder that some places hold on to their darkness, their secrets whispering from beyond the grave. The House of Death stands as a testament to the idea that buildings can absorb the energies of their past, becoming more than just structures of brick and mortar. They become repositories of memories, both good and bad, and sometimes, those memories refuse to fade away. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling content. Let us know in the comments which mystery you found the most intriguing.